Hello chiquillos on the internet. Today's project is a sleeve for your headphones, unicorn shaped. This is the one that we'll be seeing on the video, and the good thing about it is it has buttons so you can take it out, wash it, maybe put it on other headphones. If you want to know how to make it, check the description box below where all of the materials and all the things that you're gonna need are described. And without much further ado, let's see step by step how to make this. We're gonna start with the base. To do so, we need to make a slip knot. So we're gonna take a yarn, we're gonna put it twice on our finger. Then, out of the two rings that are formed, we're gonna take the left one, put it to the right, and then take the left one and put it to the right all over the finger and pull. And there you have your slip knot. Very easy. Put our 4.5mm hook, and then we're gonna make 42 chains. Try to make the chains a little bit loose, because if you do so tight, your final result is gonna be crooked. So 42 chains. I finished my 42 chains. This is like the standard size for a headphone. So if your headphones are smaller or bigger, just put them on the top, and it has to be like all around your headphones. But anyway, this is the standard measure. So on the third chain from our hook, we're gonna put a half double crochet. Remember, is half double crochet is yarn over, you put it through your base chain, yarn over again, then yarn over, and you pass through 3 loops. Again, yarn over again, and pass through 3 loops. And we're gonna make 40 half double crochets until the end. Now I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip so your base chain is better looking, let's say. We're gonna put the half double crochet on the third chain, but instead of going through the chain, we're gonna put the stitch on the back. It has a little bit of humps. Do you see the humps? This is a hump, this is another hump, this is the other one. So we're gonna put our half double crochet on the humps of the chain. Is it a little bit more difficult? It is. Does it affect if I don't do it like that? No, not at all. But the finished result is gonna be cleaner. So remember, the difference between a good project and an okay project, it's the finished result that you have to be careful with those details. Anyway, so we're gonna put with a lot of patience our 40 half double crochet. Once finished, I tell you what we're gonna do next. Finish my 40 half double crochet. I'm gonna go up with 2 chains. Then I twist my work. I finish row 1, and then I'm gonna put 1 half double crochet on each stitch from row 1 to 11. So it's not increases or anything. A tip that I can give you, it's very important for you. It doesn't matter if you're an experienced crocheter. You need to count your stitches. Otherwise, the final result can be open or close, and we don't want that. We want a very straight work. So count, for instance, I have 1, 2, 3. So from row 2 to 11, put 1 half double crochet on each stitch. Okay, I forgot to move the contour forward, but look, I finished my 11 rows. So look at that, so pretty. So remember, from row 2 to 11, we're gonna put 1 half double crochet, and then I'll tell you what's next. Now I'm finishing my row 11. I'm putting my last half double crochet, and then 11. And then I'm gonna go up with 1 chain. Start making the buttonholes. In order to do that, we're gonna make a single crochet, and then we're gonna chain 2. We're gonna skip 2 from our base, 1 and 2, and then on the third one we're gonna place another single crochet, and then we're gonna make 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you do that, make another 2 chains, and 1 and 2. We skipped 2 chains on the base, and then we're gonna make another 5 single crochet, and then you're gonna repeat that until you get to the end of the row. 1 and 2, and then skip 2, and etc, etc. That's like the pattern. Okay, this is the buttonhole at the end, and you're gonna end up with 2 chains on your base. So you just put 1 single crochet and another one, 2 single crochets, and finish with row 12. Then we're gonna make a chain, and then we're gonna place single crochet all around to fix this and make it look prettier. So I'm gonna place single crochets. This is very important. Try to put your single crochet whenever you can, but don't put too many, because if you put one on each space you think is possible to put one, maybe you're gonna end up with a lot of single crochets on that side, and it's gonna get crooked again. So just put your hook, and whenever falls naturally, right, you're gonna put a single crochet. We don't want this to be open or closed. So look, this is like the hook falling naturally, and we're gonna do that all around, and we finish with our piece. When you get to the end, just cut your thread and fast enough, and then hide the tail, and there you go. Almost forgot to tell you, when you're at the buttonholes, you're gonna put 2 single crochets inside of the buttonholes to make them prettier and sturdier. So you're gonna take the chain like around it, and then place 1 single crochet, and then another single crochet, and well, you continue putting single crochet on the 5 on that top. Then we arrive into the next 2 chain space, 1 single crochet, another single crochet, and there you go. And look at how prettier and sturdy it is. I'm so sorry, I'm almost forgot to tell you, but I remember, and then I recorded. So now we're gonna end up with doing that. You do that single crochet on the buttonholes. That's it. Now let's start with our ears. For that we need to make a magic circle, but don't worry, I'm gonna give you a tip. We're gonna put it twice on our finger again, just like the slip knot. Take the left one, put it on the right, but this time take your hook and put it in the middle of those 2. Then you're gonna take a yarn over, then yarn over again, and pull through. That's it, you have your magic circle. Then this little tail is always gonna end up inside, so put it out. And let's place 8 single crochet. I'm gonna do this with you. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, coming 6, 7, and 8. There you go. Then you're gonna pull to close it and finish row 1. All right. Now I'm gonna put 1 single crochet on each of the single crochets all around. I recommend you to use a stitch marker. If you don't have this, you can use another yarn color, maybe a bobby pin or a clip. So we're gonna put 1 single crochet on each stitch for row 1. For row 2, we're gonna take this stitch marker. I always place the first single crochet, and then I put the stitch marker again. That's it for row 2. And then for row 3, we're gonna place 1 single crochet and 1 increase. The increase is to place 2 single crochet in only 1 stitch. That's why it's increasing. We're gonna increase our stitch total. You're gonna do that all around. Now finish row 3. Let's take a stitch marker and then place a single crochet. Put the stitch marker again, and then finish with row 3. From row 4 to 6, we're going to place 1 single crochet on each stitch. That's it. Done with row 4 to 6. Now remember, place your single crochet and then your stitch marker, very important. Finish with row 6, and then we're going to make the 7 is 2 single crochet and then 1 increase. 1, 2, and increase all over around. Finish with row 7. Now for 8, we're going to place a single crochet on each stitch. That's it. Row 8 is finished. Well, that was quick. I'm sorry it's quick, but yeah. Now for row 9, we're going to place 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and an increase, meaning 2 single crochet on 1 stitch. Finish row 9, and then row 10, we're going to place 1 single crochet on each stitch around. And then for row 11, we're going to place 4 single crochet and 1 increase. There you go, row 11. Now for row 12, we're going to place 5 single crochet, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1 increase. All over around. Finish row 12. Now we're gonna make the 13. There is 6 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and an increase all around. Finish row 13. Now for 14, just put 1 single crochet on each single crochet. Finish row 14. Now for 15, we're gonna make 2 single crochet, 1, 2, and then an increase. And we're almost done with the ears. Yes. 1, 2, and an increase. That's it. And then for row 16, and that's the last one, 1 single crochet on each stitch. And we finish 16. I'm gonna put a slip stitch, sorry. There you go. Then you make a chain. You cut. I already cut the yarn, and that's it. You're gonna leave a tail so you can sew. And that's at your ear. Oh, look at that. If you put it like that, it looks like a Mexican hat. There you go. You have 2 for 1. This is the way we're gonna sew it. That's why it has that weird shape. Make another one, and we finish with our ears. Now we're gonna make our horn, and with gold and a 4mm crochet hook. We start the same, and we're gonna make a magic circle. The horn, it's very straightforward, but I'm going very fast on the horn. So please take your notes before following it, because yes, it's very repetitive, so that's why I didn't take that long to describe it, but it's easy. So I'm gonna make 6 single crochet on our magic circle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do 5 and 6. I'm having fun. There you go. And then pull to close it. There you go. And then we're gonna work on back loop only. Remember that your chain has 2 loops, the front one and the back one. This is the front and this is the back. So we're gonna work only on the back to get an edge, and that edge is going to look very beautiful on our unicorn horn, as the unicorns has it. So on the second row we're gonna make an increase on the first chain, 1 and 2, and then we're gonna place 1 single crochet on each of the stitches remaining, only on the back loop. Remember, I'm gonna be repeating that a little bit so you don't forget, because I don't usually work on the back loop when I crochet, so I tend to forget. So remember, on the back loop only. So we finish our row 2. There you go. And for our row 3, place 1 single crochet on each one. The work is gonna turn inside out, so just make sure it's the right side. So let's place 1 single crochet on each stitch, not increases or anything. Remember to put your stitch marker, then 1 single crochet on each stitch. There you go. Remember, always back loop only. Oh, the yarn is kind of stubborn today. There you go. That's a row 3. Come on. Okay. 3. And now for row 4, we're gonna place an increase on the first stitch. 1 and 2. Let me put this stitch marker because I always forget, and then let's put a single crochet on each of the stitches remaining. There you go. Are you seeing the edge that is forming on our horn? It's really cute. Very easy to achieve with the back loop only. And now for our row 5, we're gonna put, we finish 4. For our row 5, we're gonna put 1 single crochet on each of the stitch remaining. And I'm gonna do a camera cut because otherwise the video is gonna be super long. Finish with row 5. For row 6, we're gonna place an increase on the beginning and then a single crochet on the remaining. And I think you're seeing the pattern here. Every other row we increase at the beginning, like I finished 6, and the 7 it's only gonna be a single crochet on each stitch. Finish with 7. For row 8, you guessed it, an increase at the beginning and then a single crochet in each of the stitch remaining. Finish with row 8. Then for row 9, a single crochet on each of the stitch. Finish row 9, then row 10, an increase on the beginning and then a 1 single crochet on the stitches remaining. Finish row 10, and then for row 11 and another increase. This time it changed a little bit, and row 11, and then for row 12 1 single crochet on each of the stitch remaining. Finish row 12. Then for 13 an increase and then 1 single crochet on each of the stitch remaining. Finish row 13. Then row 14 an increase and then 1 single crochet on each of the stitch remaining. Finish row 14. Then for 15 we're gonna place 1 single crochet on each of the stitches. Finish 15, then 16 an increase at the beginning and 1 single crochet on the stitch remaining, and finish 16, another increase at the beginning for 17, and single crochet in each of the stitch remaining. Then for 18, another increase at the beginning, and then 1 single crochet on each of the stitch remaining. And now, come on, what's that? Okay, I fixed it. There you go. Finish row 18. Now from row 19 to 21, I'm gonna make 1 stitch on each of the stitches. This is to give the horn altitude. So if you want a very high horn, just continue after row 21, but I think this is a good size. Finish row 21, and then let's make a slip stitch. In this case, I'm going to take the whole stitch instead of only back loop only. And then 1 chain. We cut like 30 centimeters to sew later. And then I pull my chain. And that's it. We finish with our horn. We're gonna fill it, obviously, but this is it. Yay. Now we're gonna start with our flowers. To make the flowers, take your base, your horn, maybe if you already finished the 2 ears, and then take all of the colors available you have to make which match the better. I'm gonna use purple, pink, just to I'm going safe. Maybe light blue, and this one has a lot of colors, and let's make the flowers. We're gonna start with the big one. For the big one flower, I'm gonna use again my 4.5 millimeter hook, and then I'm gonna make a slip knot. There you go. And for the big flower, we're gonna make 28 chains. Again, a little bit loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 26, 27, 28. And then let's make single crochet, just 1 single crochet on each chain. I finish with my 27, chain 4, then turn it, and you're gonna skip 2 stitches on the base and place a slip stitch, and then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, and then slip stitch, come on, there you go, slip stitch. And you're gonna do that all across the row. Finish with that. Then let's make a slip stitch to go inside of the arch, and then let's make 4 double crochet. Oh, a knot. I hate knots on yarn. So this is my first double crochet. Then the second is yarn over, go through, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, and through 2. I am confident that you already know this, so I don't want to make the tutorial very boring. And then I finish my 4 double crochet, and I placed a slip stitch again. By doing a slip stitch at the beginning and at the end, that you have your petal. And then you're gonna go to the next arch, placing a slip stitch, and without chains or anything, let's make another 4 double crochet. 1 and 2, and you're gonna do that all across until the almost the last one, the one before the last one, because on the last one we're gonna make something different. Okay, finished. I'm gonna place a slip stitch, and instead of double crochet, let's make single crochet, and this time only 2. 1 and 2 to make it small, and then a slip stitch. And this is not very like usual. Look at that very small petal, but we're gonna make a slip stitch at the base. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but we're gonna finish this way for the rows. So slip stitch at the bottom, make a chain, and then cut. Okay, I'm not gonna cut because there's just a few yarn remaining, so I'm gonna let it that like that. And there you go, you have your petals. Okay, now my yarn has a lot of knots, as you can see, so it doesn't matter if that happens, just continue crocheting, but be sure that the knot is at the back at your job. Like you see, this is the front and this is the back, so we're gonna hide those tails. I place my yarn needle and then I put the yarn between my thumb and my other finger that I forgot, my index finger. Yes, there you go. And then we pull to make it go all the way through that, and that's it. I have seen a couple of crocheters that only cut very close to the knot, but I don't like to do that because the knot's still visible, and I think it's not a very safe way to hide the threads. But that's okay. I mean, if you do it like that, it's okay. Just I like this method better. Yes, I finished now of hiding everything, so I'm gonna cut the rest. These are my rest. Now let's thread the needle to make a rose. We made, sorry, the petals, and now we're gonna make the rose. So let's thread it. Take the small petal and start twisting the rose on itself. I don't know if that's how you said it. Turn it upside down and then on itself start like a spiral. Yeah, remember, English is not my first language, so I'm struggling here a little bit, but it's okay. I like to do this for our crochet community. After you twisted the petals like 2 or 3, look, 1, 2, 3, yeah, let's put a couple of stitches in a cross or star form. Very, very simple stitches. Just cross it from one way to the other, just like that. After you do a couple of stitches, continue. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put another one, yes, just to make it very, very safe. Remember, this is maybe for a kid, and kids are careless with the things sometimes, so we have to make sure that it's very well sewn. Continue twisting and continue stitching. As you can see, I take my yarn to the outside so I can crochet it, and it's easier. There you go. It's gonna get harder and harder as you're advancing with your rows, but it's okay. So be careful. Do you see this hole? No, just pull it tighter. It is very, very, very tight. There you go. And now let's put another stitch. I'm making this one, so if you haven't seen this or you haven't done this, you know how to. Oh my god, this is very, oh, because it's very thick, I can't pull it out. Come on, let's do it. 1, 2, and pull. Yes, there you go. Struggling. Now let's put a little knot there. Sorry that I move, but I'm crocheting watching the camera screen, not watching the work itself, so it's hard. It's a little bit hard to be on the center. There you go. Now I put a little knot, then I go to the other side just to secure the rows, and don't cut because this is gonna help us to sew it later. Now there is a little bit like it doesn't have a form really, so spread the petals, and in the middle one there is the small one. Just twist it, make it prettier, and that's it. That's your flower, and this is the big one. So we have to make one big one, 4 mediums, and 2 smalls. For our big one, we made 28 chains. For our medium, 23. And for the small one, you're gonna make 16. So I'm gonna make the small ones, for instance, with the pink. So for instance, these are my 3 medium, and the 4th one is gonna be also blue, And the small ones, the pink one and the other one is gonna be pink as well. And this is the big one, so choose your colors wisely. And then I'm gonna finish it. Oh, and what's next is this leaf. Look at that. On average, you're gonna make 4 leaf, but if you like it very, very like with a lot of leaves, you can make a bunch of them. So let me show you how to make this beautiful leaf. I like this pattern of the leaf a lot. I think it's very pretty. So let's make the leaf. To make that, you're gonna start with a slip knot as well. I think you already know to do that at this point. And then let's chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then on the humps, place 1 single crochet. For the leaves, it's better if you work on the humps, to be honest. Looks prettier. Then after the single crochet, a half double crochet. And once you finish the half double crochet, a double crochet. Come on, okay, there you go. A double crochet, okay. And on the last one, we're gonna place 5 double crochet to make a turn. So take your hump. Come on. Oh, come on. It doesn't. Oh, yes. Oh, no. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's it. It was very stubborn. So this is the first double crochet. Then 2 double crochet. Then 3. And then 4. And as you can see, it's turning by itself. And then 5. And then we're gonna work on the other side of the chain. So let's make 1 double crochet on the next stitch. It's a little tight, it's okay. And you guessed it, a half double crochet there. And after that, a single crochet on the last one. And to finish it, we're gonna make a slip stitch right on this single crochet in front of the one we just made. Slip stitch and then a chain, and then you cut, and then there you go. I have already cut it. Yay. Now take your yarn needle. Let's hide that first thread. And then you're gonna take the long thread and you're gonna pass it all across the other way of your leaf. This is because we're gonna sew your leaves on the like thick part, like the big round part. So make it go all through. And then we're gonna sew this on this side, and on the pointy side is gonna be loose. Now make a bunch of them. I'm gonna make only 4, I think. There you go. Now we have everything. Let's put everything together. Yes. Now this is the one that I already made. So I'm showing only the buttons. We have to sew the buttons like this. This is like the closure system. So I'm gonna take your bunch of buttons. These are 2.5 centimeters of diameter. Good enough to go through the buttonholes. So you're gonna sew them in front, but at the top to form a tube. That tube is going to go around your headphones. So this doesn't have a measure, so just do it like by eye. I don't know if that's the expression, but you get me. Just like measure and put all of your buttons, and once you sewed your buttons, I'm gonna tell you what's next. Okay, I finished my buttons. Doesn't matter the color, as you can see. Then you're gonna twist. You're gonna put your horn exactly on the middle. We're gonna place all of the elements based on where the horn is. You can measure with your tool, but I'll do it just like by hand. Then you're gonna put the horn 2 centimeters away where the buttonholes are. There you go. take your pins exactly in the middle and 2 centimeters away from your buttonholes. Take your pins and then pin it in place. And there you go. Let me show you how we're gonna sew our cute horn. Yes, let's sew it. But before you sew it, put it again on your headphones, just to make sure that is exactly where we want to. The buttons, they never go there, they go at the back. Otherwise, the buttons are gonna hurt your head. Believe me, I had to unsew everything because I couldn't take the buttons for any longer than an hour. And as you can see, the horn is exactly in the middle. It's a little hard to show you, but you get me. So before you sew anything, put it again on your headphones. Let's take it out so I can show you how we're gonna sew this. We're gonna make something called a ladder stitch. So it's very simple. Right where the thread naturally falls, you're gonna make like a little pinch. And you're gonna take it out from right to left where the other stitch of the piece you're sewing is. Then you're gonna take your two or only one of the loops all the way up. Then from bottom to up, top, and then to top to bottom. There you go. And then another pinch right where the thread falls naturally and make it go all the way through, get to the other stitch. They're gonna be small stitches. I like to call this stitch like amigurumi stitch, but because that's the only way I sew my pieces together, and the finish is very clean, to be honest. So ladder stitch, some call it invisible stitch, but I think it's invisible is different. To make sure you're sewing it correctly, because you are kind of like pinching it, and maybe you can end up with a crooked horn. Put it on the table, turn it to make it to look if everything is okay, and then sew it. At the end, make a small knot and hide the thread. And finish my horn. After that, I'm gonna place my big rose that is going in front. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but let me show you how I made it. These are two small roses, the big rose at the front and two leaves at the bottom of my big flower. So this is gonna be like the end result. So first I'm gonna sew the two leaves in place, then the big one, and then the small ones. And be sure you are facing everything where the buttons are, because the buttons are going all the way up back, so you can close it. So let's sew this, and then I tell you how to sew the ears. And I put it on the headphone so you can see how it looks like. I sew the leaves, and then I first sew the small ones, the big one, and then the ear. Look at that. So I'm gonna teach you how to close the ear. Place the thread on a corner. As you can see, I fluffed it. Then fold it in half, and we're gonna make a simple zigzag sewing. The very important thing here for the sewing is to take the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Do you see? All the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't pull it too hard. We don't want that. No, no, no. We want the ear to be fluffy. So sew it, but not too tight. Once you reach the end, I told you how to sew it to your base piece. Okay. I'm gonna put the ear there, and it's on the same height as the horn on that line. So put it there, take your pins, put a couple of pins on it, and then face it to you. And we're not gonna sew it like very straight, but a little bit crooked to make it like pointy and cutie. There you go. After you sew that, we're gonna start sewing the rest of the flowers. There you go. This is a small one, another small one, maybe a leaf. Obviously this is like whatever you want to do it. I'm just showing what I did. Maybe one flower here. Look how I'm skipping colors, putting leaves here, leaves there, you know. So let's sew everything together and I'll show you how it ended up at the end. I'm going to show you the result. Ooh, it ended up really cute. I know you already see it on the intro, but I'm going to show you. And this is the final result. Look at this. It's so cute. Let's put it on our headphones. And this is how it looks on our headphones. There you go. Oh, it's so cute. If we compare it with the first one I made, the white one, it's not equal, and that's okay. In crochet, nothing is equal. So don't get discouraged if it's not exactly like you're seeing on this screen. So anyway, I hope you like this tutorial. If you like it, share it with your friends, and if you don't like it, share it with your enemies. Make them suffer. Anyway, thank you very much for visiting CraftyHermy. Bye bye.